and warm welcome back to the Kilohertz Mercedes channel, and I hope you're safe and well. This video you join me in my 2013 SL63 AMG, and all is not well with the car. However, when I try and open the boot, virtually nothing happens, and likewise if I try and open the boot manually, it weighs a ton, and that's even though I've got the optional carbon fibre boot lid. So what's happened is quite common fault on these models, that the gas struts have both failed. I bought the car a couple of months ago, and I guess I never noticed this when the dealer was showing me around. My fault. Anyway, I've managed to source myself a pair of replacement gas struts. So this video I'm going to show you exactly which ones you need to buy and how to fit them. Let's get started.
Okay, so the very first thing you need to do is check your current struts to find out exactly what model and rating they are. Now if you want to stick to OEM Mercedes parts, then have a look for the Mercedes part number. For example, on my SL the part number is on screen now. However, Mercedes of course don't manufacture their own parts, so getting aftermarket struts will be just as good. The information you're looking for is the N number. Here for example are 0560N, the number denoting the force or Newton value. And then here I have a pair of replacement brand new aftermarket struts, and you can make out here the same N number. Now apart from this N number, all struts should roughly be the same physical size, for the most part. Lengths of course will differ. The connectors and retaining clips are industry standard across all brands of car, however. Now I sourced my replacement pair from the guys over at strutsdepot.com, who very kindly provided these to me for the making of this video. Now check the link in the description below to see how much you can save by getting your struts from these guys, who can provide replacement struts for virtually all makes and models of cars. That's strutsdepot.com. Once you've ordered the correct replacement struts and you have them in hand, I highly recommend that you find something to safely wedge up whichever piece of bodywork you're replacing the strut from, or better still, ask someone to help hold the bodywork up. If no one is available, then use something such as a block of wood, or like I'm using here, an old golf club. Boot lids or car bonnets are extremely heavy, and you don't want one of these falling down once you remove a strut. Now bear in mind that not only are you replacing the failed strut, but they're also designed for the most part to work in pairs, and leaving just one will cause the body panel to drop due to its weight. Okay, so it's now time to detach the old strut from your car. To do this, get a small flat-headed screwdriver or pick, and you'll notice that on each end of the strut a metal clip surrounds one side, with its opposite side having a hole for the ball joint which is attached from the car. Carefully insert your screwdriver and prise out the clip slowly, but do not take the clip fully off the strut. You'll thank me later. Prise it off around 5mm or so. These clips are designed to hold the ball of the ball joint in place, preventing the two from detaching. Now be extremely careful when prising these off, only around 5mm or so as I previously mentioned. They're extremely easy to ping off and they can go flying and become easily lost. Not only that, trying to reattach one of these when they have come off is a total pig of a job. With the clip prised up, it's now time to pull the strut off the bodywork. This can be extremely difficult. Again, it's very useful to have someone holding the bodywork for you. No doubt that was a bit of a struggle. With one end of the strut removed from the bodywork and you're safely supporting the bodywork weight, it's now time to move on to the other end of the strut. Make sure again you've got something or someone supporting the bodywork for you. Safety first. It is of course now a case of repeating the process once again at the other end. As you should now know what to expect, it hopefully will be slightly easier. It's also common for both ends of the struts to be facing different ways, something you should be aware of when you come to refit the replacement strut. Refitting is essentially the exact same process but in reverse. You will notice that on the brand new replacement struts the metal C-clips are fully in place. Ensure that you have the strut the correct way round. Now it's recommended that you have the thinner end attached to the vehicle itself and the thicker or piston end attached to the actual bonnet or boot lid. If you get them the wrong way round, it's likely that you'll be unable to open or close it, and you'll also risk damaging the bodywork. Start by attaching the strut to one end. Once it fits into the ball joint, push it firmly into place. Now this may require a fair amount of force to get it into place. You should hear a click when it's in. As it's a ball joint, there will be a fair amount of movement, allowing you to adjust its position when connecting the other end of the strut. You should now be able to safely rotate the other end of the strut around, so that you can connect it to the remaining ball joint. You may need to slightly overstretch the boot lid to make sure that it all lines up, and again you may need to apply a fair amount of force until it all clips into place. With both ends secure, double check them until you're 100% happy that they're correctly clipped into place. When you've replaced both sides, slowly close the boot lid, ensuring that everything is correctly lined up.
Okay, so fast forward to about half an hour later and the new struts are in the car. So if I open it with the key fob again, now it only pops up slightly. That's not actually a fault with the struts. Apparently that's how R231 SLs are. I guess it's because of the heavy mechanism in the boot. However, when I open it up, I can open it with one hand now. Whichever position I put it at, it actually stays there. As opposed to before where it used to kind of decapitate me. So yeah, both stay in place. If you look here, the new replacement strut on this side, and of course here. So very happy with the results. And only around sort of 25-30 pounds or so to replace them, half an hour to do it. Very simple job, and it gets your car up to date. Another thing I've noticed is when I actually close my boot, I didn't realise this, I've got soft close. So I move it down and the boot lid shuts itself, which I didn't even realise I had that with the old struts. Might be an option on your car, but yeah, I didn't even realise I had it on this. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up this video. Now if you enjoyed it and found it useful, please give it a thumbs up, which does help the channel grow. And if you haven't done already, consider clicking on that subscribe button as well as the bell icon. That way you're notified as soon as I upload new videos and content. As always, thanks a lot for your support and watching my videos. Until next time, cheers. Is that even going to hold? That's it going to take my head off of it. I don't even trust it. That, yeah? I don't know.